right on into it because there was so many. Let me back up a little bit. So many things, so many distractions and delays, and you know, I don't know what else to say. Just all these things are like I've been doing this long enough to know that there must be, Carolina must be cooking in the kitchen, and it must be something to it. So let's get right to it and everything. If this is your first time, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. It's your girl Indigo. This is the Apex Radio Show platform, and this is Apex Radio Show that I'm broadcasting, this message on and everything like that. Got to download. It's not necessarily hot off the press, but it's not necessarily a crispy little cookie either. Just trying to make sure it's timely and everything. And what better day than one of my 7 favorite days out the week? Let me just check because I'm doing something different. I'm trying to see what the orientation looks like and everything. Yep. No, and everything. 1 second. Let me see. How do we? Oh my gosh, ADHD is the issue. Okay, let's say we're live. Okay. Okay, the orientation doesn't look bad. Okay. The
Let
orientation
me turn
doesn't
it
look
down.
bad. Okay. Turn it down so we don't get a kickback. All right, cool beans. We're really in here. That's really the studio. We out here. We're producing. We're producing. All right. So yeah. So I was trying out the horizontal orientation, like according to YouTube Studio and the mucky mucks. Uh, I don't know. I guess vertical is preferred, but right now for the angle that I'm at, like I want to see what this looks like. I don't know why it'd be looking so expanded. But anyways, I digress. So just jumping in and getting right into it. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit back, sit down and sit back. Thank you. I don't need the extra distractions. Thank you. So I do not need the extra distractions. Please, that stop. Thank you. Lay back. All right. Do something for me so I can do something for you. You want your bedtime story? Let's get it going. So yeah, that's why I say we gonna make it real quick. And we're gonna slide right in there like home, okay? From third base to home and everything. Used to play softball back in the day. Wasn't that great, but I am a crap talker, and if you can make money crap talking, I think I would be a multimillionaire by now for that, particularly. But anyways, first and foremost, I've already introduced myself, already introduced the platform. But oh yeah, first, it's one of my favorite out of my favorite 7 days out of the week. It's Friday. It's Friday, and I'm sliding in on home on that too. Skin on my knee and my teeth, and everything. Where I'm at, of course, this is time zone sensitive and everything. Could be you could be watching this anywhere, any day, anytime, and everything once you get to it. But yeah, so yep, it's Friday. Happy Friday. We made it, Mama. We made it, and everything. And I actually had to be reminded that it was Friday, and I don't know. It was an interesting day. Let's just say that we got some interesting things going on. I haven't really been plugged in like that to the fade moon phases and everything like that outside of energetically. Like I'm really trying to sensitize my sensitivities to the frequencies that matter and everything. Not a lot of chatter, not a lot of noise. So I would think that it was like it's either a new moon or we're getting close to a new moon. I think, and because yeah, just new moon. That's just like when it's like completely dark. It's not illuminated at all. You don't even get that sliver, and that just tends to have some interesting energies around it into it. And there's historically once you start once you start this is just like I just chat a little bit before I get into it sometimes, even though I did say I want to get right to it and cut it short. I go on tangents. That's part of what Indigo does. But yeah, but usually when I look back at it, it usually has some type of some commonality to it, some thread to the tread and some tread to the thread and everything. So we just gonna let it flow and everything. But yeah, like new moon, that's when it's completely dark. And then historically, there's been like even within Christianity, even the Bible, it talks about new moons and phases and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So all this woo woo ness that's in the current Christian church and everything like that. I mean, there historically it has a long track history that there is something to it. We're not really behooving ourselves by staying in the dark on certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the baddies, they know all about it. They know everything they need to know. The trip people up and everything. And ignorance is not bliss. All the colloquial things you learn more about it, and you realize, they've been playing us for dupes all along. You know what I'm saying? Like, ignorance is bliss. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. And a lot of other ones, but I'm not gonna belabor the point. So yeah, Caroline's been cooking in the kitchen, and basically, the message for this, I'm going to change the title. So the message for this is, it's make room for your second bloom. And so make room for your second bloom. That's kind of like the theme that's been kind of ruminating this past week, weaving in and out of a few other ones and everything. But this is the one I'm going to focus on for now. And so basically two main things, right? Two main things, like two main energetic themes, especially in this past week or so, if not, beyond that, but definitely a past week or so, and probably in the next few weeks and everything. Definitely a sense of nostalgia. Um, we're definitely being asked to, like, even though to rest and reflect. And I feel like that was a large part of this whole past year. Just a chance to, like, sit down, rest, reflect, detox and heal and everything for, I would imagine the journey that's about to start, the new chapter that's about to start and everything. And I'll definitely expand on the power of reflection and resting and reflection at a later time, because that definitely has some meat to that particular bone. But yeah, just the sense of nostalgia, and, like, these memories that I haven't that I stored away, that I do remember the points where I did store them away, like, where I was like, oh, this at this point in time, I'd like to remember this later. But, like, just that access to them had been kind of cut off, just through different life events, and different just collective energy stamps, and we had a whole global shutdown for the better part of 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that affected everybody at different levels, but, like, the energies, the underlying layers of energies during that time were interesting, and I don't even think as a society we've had a chance to really sit down, rest, and reflect, because it's been such back to back things since then, and everyone just kind of wanted to get back to whatever normalcy would be. And maybe that was the point. Maybe that was the point. Just beat you in the head just like enough times, where when I stopped beating you in the head, now whatever I was doing before just ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least I'm not beating you in the head no more. You know what I'm saying? Deviancy. Balance. And so and so happy Friday. And then yeah, so make room for your second bloom. Like, for the ones that kind of think that they hit their peak already, or that they already like like they missed the boat, like my chance came and went, just like, I said no to certain things that, now that I look back, I wish I had said yes to, and everything like that, or vice versa. Like that, a lot of that resting and reflecting, and then kind of making space for grief and guilt and regret. Those type of like, they're literally toxic feelings. Like, it's like toxins in your body, like shame, and those frequencies are registered as, like, lower frequencies. So when you're sitting in those lower frequencies, it's really hard to manifest, like, higher frequencies towards yourself, and different dimensionalities and all of that things, and things of that nature. So, the society really pumps you up with grief, guilt, shame, everything. They calling you everything but a child of God. You know what I'm saying? Like just like tying back into my identity series, which I might be edging out to, but I might weave it in into future broadcasts and stuff like that. But just going off of how important your identity is, what did they do is they tag things like, guilt, shame, just self pity, like just low frequencies to how you see yourself. So, having time to rest and reflect, you have time to actually look back at a situation. You have enough space, you know be from the initial impact of the feeling, or the initial impact of the traumatizing event, or like the initial impact of wherever that I guess I do like the word maladaptive, like feeling. I would think that that could apply to it and stuff. Let me look it up real quick, 'cause I usually use words in context. So mal according to Oxford Language Dictionary and everything. So not providing adequate or appropriate adjustment to the environment or situation, you know. So not providing adequate, appropriate adjustment to the environment or situation. So yeah, I think that could apply to emotions. So maladaptive emotions, it is an adjective, yeah. So which I would put those in that category, yeah, because they don't serve a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't serve, like, as far as like getting into your higher minded self, your higher minded being, your higher minded capacities, higher frequencies, your future better self, or what, like transcending your current status, current state. They trap you there, because you have to kind of keep replaying that same old track, that same old 8 track, that same old tune, to even, you keep having to, you keep like the toxins is, you keep repeating, you're stuck on, repeat mode and everything of the situation, of the original traumatizing event, where it's just like, now it's in essence you that's, perpetuating it, and that's the maladaptive part, because the original thing that caused you to feel that feeling, nothing wrong with feeling the feeling, but the perpetuity of it is the issue, because that's blocking you from, you know, moving on with life, and having like believing you deserve good things, and believing you deserve goodness, and everything. So you gotta drop the dead weight to be able to make space for good things to come into your life. And so all that to say is that the resting and reflection phase of just life, the natural flow of life, the natural ebb and flow of life, is very important. And I had a I'm not going to get into it and everything like that, because where are we at right now? Oh, 13 minutes. Okay. So I'm not going to get into it right now, about what had occurred, but I had a conversation where, it's just organic conversation, interaction and stuff like that, where it's just like, I was just like, huh, it had came up to me, just I was like, wow, just I've been forced, in essence, because I'm indigo on the go, I'm indigo, go 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 go, I'm indie on the go 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 go, I like to be on the move and groove. She's a runner, she's a track star, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't barely need the shoes, jumping over fences and stuff like that. I'm agile, I'm adaptable. I walk my walk and talk my talk as much as I possibly can, and everything. So, and keeping it moving is what I like to do. So being made to sit down and rest and reflect and stuff like that. Just, I mean, it's coming with the grace of you know gaining years and everything, gaining wisdom and everything, temporal wisdom. What's a graceful way to say it? Aging like fine wine, and stuff. But uh, so resting and reflecting is just something that, like, I have grown to have deep, deep appreciation for it and respect for it, and everything. Okay. And everything. And so, even resting, reflecting, and reflecting about resting and resting and you know what I'm saying? Just the cycle of it. It's like, it's just yeah you don't realize it's like it's almost a little bit like depression, you don't realize how deep you were in it until you start coming out of it, and then you have enough space between you and it, and you like, whoa, that's a low point. But when you were there, you had a sense of consciousness that I'm low, but you were just there. So if there was anything you could have actually did about it or had the capacity to do about it, you would have, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you know what I'm saying? Like hey, we go through phases, and we have to learn to love and respect and forgive those different phases that we've been in so that we can leave it there and move on. This is how you have that constant, you make that constant renewal a way of life. You know what I'm saying? And that's that's what I'm going to advocate for, because again, like, I've been at the, it's like that a mountain climb to the top. A mountain climb isn't like this. A mountain climb is wild. Like, you're gonna go, it's crazy. You're gonna hit plateaus. You're gonna be going up through past trails of white people and their goats. You know what I'm saying? Or the children that jump like goats. And stuff. And you're gonna like get to beautiful. You're gonna get to beautiful. Like, I guess another word would be plateau, but it's like kind of like more of enclaves. Like, I think it'd be an enclave, 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 definition. Okay, so I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So an enclave is a certain enclave or enclave. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I mostly read and everything. But enclave is a separate space or group within a larger one. So it's applicable. So that's what I mean. Like, in the whole, you look at a mountain from a distance, it's just this big, just this big, magnificent, prestigious thing. But then closer up, when you're actually climbing up it, and I climbed the mountain in Phoenix. I mean, I've said it before, but every video is a new intro to me. If this is your first time. Um, so, like, yeah, that I use that metaphor because it's very applicable to life, because as much as we would like to have things be, straight, narrow paths for us to, not narrow, but we'd like them to be as wide as possible if we had our choice, but they usually are pretty narrow paths, and you're looking down and you're realizing how perilous your situation is, where like you get to a point where it's like, I have to keep going up because there's no going down for me from here, like I can't go back. Like, it would actually be way scarier than my incremental climb to just all of a sudden fall now. I'd lose my life. No, no. Do you hear me? Hey, no. Sit back. No. I no. So, a few more minutes, few more minutes. Um, so so yeah, so those enclave moments, enclave, it's killing me because I know that's probably not the right way to pronounce it, but but those moments are like pearls, like pearls, like gems, like pieces of just precious pearls. They're like precious pieces of just something beautiful that's yours, that you can understand, that you see beauty in, where it's just like, if I didn't go through all that scariness up till now, I would not have had this moment that I can never have again. You know what I'm saying? Like, the sun is at its perfect, like, angle and peak and hitting the, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just moments in life like that. And I would think that that's akin to those moments where you are forced to sit down, rest, and reflect, because it's like you're aware that the journey's not over, but you're just like, you almost don't want that 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 pause moment to end. You get to a point where you don't want the pause to end, but it's a pause. By its very nature, it's temporal. You know what I'm saying? And everything. Let me see. I don't even know the definition of a pause. Interrupt action or speech briefly, a temporary stop in action or speech. So, by definition, a pause is a temporary stop in action or speech. So, the pause in itself, I would still say, is an action. Like it has its place, and in place is its beauty because it's this moment where you realize, yes, I'm on this journey, but like this is part of the reason I'm on the journey to have moments like this. You know what I'm saying? So I would pose that there's beauty in the pause. There's power in the pause because you get to rest and reflect. And then so just to move back into, just like I said, your second bloom. So sometimes we can think something's over. You can think you've gotten to the end of a journey, or you could think that you've done all you could. You know what I'm saying? Like you've gotten to the finite part of you that's like cannot go on any longer. You know what I'm saying? And everything. But it's like that's not how life works. You may have just hit a plateau, but the moment you decide and kick in and say, this is not where it ends for me, you can always restart the journey. So, making room for your second bloom is just where I think my collective, and then like a few octaves higher and a few octaves lower. As far as collectives go, I don't know, but not necessarily just my collective. It's a broader theme, that we're all going to be going into, and I'm not going to necessarily say it's a reset because the first bloom happened. If the first bloom didn't happen, we wouldn't be saying second bloom. You know what I'm saying? So the first bloom came and went, and now we're getting ready for the second bloom. And it's not we're getting ready for it. What it is that the pause is the tightness of buds. So the early, was it early spring, late spring? So the early, spring already passed. So there was like, early spring, late spring. So the late spring buds, already came, blooms, did their fragrant thing, and then like, you could see they died and withered. You could see their petals on the ground. So that happened. It happened, and it was beautiful, and it was its thing. But the second bloom are the buds that are on the tree that are now, getting ready to bloom. So that the tree has its second hurrah. As far as like early summer, blooms and everything. So and the reason that so as I was walking my dog the other day, just to give a personal perspective, there's like these few trees that are scattered throughout the neighborhood, and they like, oh my god, I mean, oh my goodness, the flowers bloom. I didn't realize, like, I guess last year I was in a whole other mental emotional space. Like again, this whole year was a pause and reflect, and and just it is what it is. Had to detox a lot of stuff in the past few years. So when I say getting ready for the second bloom, that's what I mean. We not taking no prisoners this go around, baby. So no too much. so again, that's what the pause does for you. That's what the rest and reflect does for you. It gives you the chance to then actually appreciate what you may have missed, in the past or in the first go round. So in this go round, I did not realize these flowers were so fragrant, So you pass by, and it's the type of flowers they make perfume from. You know what I'm saying? It's the type of smell that you want to smell like, as a definitely a lady, but some guys, it just doesn't matter. It's like you're more your pheromones, blah blah blah. Not gonna get into it. So so yeah, so they bloomed. The flowers were like nice little like lotus tree flowers and stuff. And I'm not gonna get into it. Not gonna go down there. We're not doing it. So nice white, big lush, the dark green, thick leaves and everything like that. And they came and went. It was like, we just got into summer and everything on the East Coast and northern hemisphere and stuff like that. Uh, and and I thought that was that. I was like, well, that was nice. They had their nice little peak time of, a week or two and everything like that. And then, now the petals died, and they, it was kind of sad to see them kind of brown up and die and stuff. You can still smell the fragrance, but it's not as fragrant when they're at their peak. And then I was just walking the other day, and I was like, I guess that's that, and everything. And I was walking the other day, and I see these tight green buds, like in the trees. And I was like, Oh, and the thing is with the first bloom, now I know what I'm looking forward to, what I have in store for me once they, start, cracking open, budding and everything like that, because I experienced the first bloom. I know what the second bloom is going to bring, but right now they're in those tight buds. So making room for your second bloom, in essence, is like right now, as far as the metaphor goes, right now everything's tight. Right now, we put in the ones that have been working, put it into work. The ones that have been taking this, time to sit down and rest and rejuvenate and do everything that, Spirit is calling you to do, and doing it largely in the dark and largely with faith. Um, not necessarily seeing your ROI, a return on investment, everything, or some other words that cool people use and stuff, and and making room is just what we've been doing. We've been getting rid of the shame, we're getting rid of the guilt, getting rid of the grief. We've been grieving a lot, actual physical loss of people, partners, places, things. We've been grieving a loss of our past selves, past versions of ourselves, grieving the loss of dreams and the actualities of what, realities of where we thought we would be by now. There's been a lot of grief that's been processed specifically in this past year, the year dragon last year, and that burnt a lot of crap down, like just and stuff like that. And this year, is a number 9 year and stuff like that, and that also does have bearings as far as tearing stuff down, but it also makes room for new beginnings, and everything, because after 9, in essence, it's one again. Usually it's 10, but in numerical frequencies, it just reverts to one, which is a reset and everything. So we're doing it. We're in there, but it's like, but all of that is taking all that toxins, taking all the trauma, taking all the stuff that's happened, pushing it, not pushing it, but, loving up on it, massaging it. You don't got to push it, because that also impacts and creates impact and creates a problem, impacts it. Yeah, not impact with that. But making room for your second bloom is just what we're doing energetically. So, like it was just on my, spirit to share and everything. Like that's why I said I'm going to title it. We are still in the 6th month of the year, so we have 6 more months after this one going into July. Seven, number 7 months. So that has, energetic significance as well and everything. And yeah, without being too prophetic or whatever, about to really see a flip, and it's gonna seem like it's gonna seem miraculous. It's gonna be miraculous, not seem. It's gonna be miraculous because it's like, a bud. Like if you think about it, the flower, the fragrance, the beauty is all inside. Right now, it's just a tight green bud, and everything. And if you didn't experience the first bloom, you really don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? And in essence, it's a whole nother bloom. It's a whole nother thing. Even though if you do know what to expect, it's a whole nother distinct experience. Just like the enclaves, as we're climbing up the mountains. The peaks and the plateaus, like they have their own little beautiful experience for you if you're brave enough to just start, that first step of the journey, just make the intention that you're going to experience everything that this experience has for you, and that you're going to be open to the unknown, and that opens you up to these individualized experiences, and stuff. And that's how you keep life beautiful, like when you're a tight bud, like the bud, it gets so painful that it has no choice but to bloom, so there's beauty in the pain, because without the pain, the flower wouldn't be forced to open. It wouldn't be forced to share its fragrance. It wouldn't be forced to share its beauty, without the pain of just it's become too tight for me, so I need space. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up and everything. One thing I did want to drop in your coffers is I was listening to the radio and everything, and you know how they had hot girl summer and everything like that, and we definitely outside all summer. Me and my little tribe and everything all summer and everything much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never know with these jokers. You just never know. I digress. But on the radio, they was talking about a daughter summer, and everything. And for those that don't know, I'm spiritual identified, as a Christian woman and everything like that. And Jesus is my Lord and Savior. and and they said a daughter summer, and when she described daughter summer, I was like, yes, that goes again. I feel like that goes with the whole theme of the bloom, because with a daughter summer, it's like I don't have nothing to prove to nobody. I'm waking up blessed, not stressed. I'm not ripping and running and rushing. Like I like being on the go, but hey, man, I've learned how to rest and relax, and I'm in my I'm where I am working very hard to learn how to be in a soft era. You know what I'm saying? Like to soften into my era, and everything where stuff doesn't have to be so hard, and once you do accept your position as a daughter, daughter of God and everything, it's lovely. That's all I've been doing this past year and everything, and the glow up is real. The glow up is real. The glow up is real. You are cared for. You are once you move yourself out the way, there's no enough struggle, strife, and gumption and get to itness that can replace just knowing that you're cared for, and that it's already done. And that's really where your femininity really can actually bloom and blossom. And yeah, you get with the wrong one, they'll suck you dry. They'll take every little drop that they can and then tell you it's your fault. You're all dried up, ugly, and used up. You know what I'm saying? And hey, how many times you got to hear that before you just realize, yeah, I think I could do it might better by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and they'll swear it's some other guy. No, no, it's just your terrible self that I want to get away from. No, no. Vice versa. I mean, it doesn't even have to be gender specific, but I can only speak from my perspective as a woman, and everything, and happily so, and everything. So that being said, gonna be jumping off. Everybody, have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day and everything. Loving everybody, and yeah, hopefully you got something from this. Like I said, it doesn't. It's this is a free broadcast. Just got presented to you for free. It doesn't take anything to like. It doesn't cost a thing and everything, and like don't cost a thing. And then and if you like the vibe, subscribe, and everything. Freeform platform. We talk about the whole person, and I'm playing. We talk about the whole person, like to have fun, and then and freedom of expression. The only thing we don't really do here is the hatred. You could go take your haterade and dance in somebody
Somewhere
else's
else.
jamboree and stuff. Yeah, somewhere else. So again, gonna be signing off. Everybody, have a beautiful, blessed rest of whatever time it is for you, and bye.